Pittsburgh.
As I was saying, as they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. And despite the technical difficulties here at the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex that prevented us from joining you in a more timely manner, I am still Matt Popchock, and this is still PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV as Week 2 of the 25-26 Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season gets underway with a Class 3A tilt between two of last year's top three regular season finishers. You see the North Allegheny Tigers, the home team in white, and the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, the visiting team in their dark blues. Both teams won a dozen regular season games last season. Both teams were postseason victims of South Fayette, the eventual runners-up in the Penguins Cup playoffs. The North Allegheny Tigers have a new head coach, Justin Glock, the former Baldwin bench boss and state champion at said program 4 years ago. The Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, for the fifth full season in a row, led by the venerable Jeremy Church. And the light at the end of the tunnel, for those of you out there watching, whatever platform you're watching on, you haven't missed anything with 10:40 to go in the first period as the Tigers and Blue Devils remain scoreless. Mount Lebanon with the game's first 4 shots on starting goaltender Chris Costa as the Tigers open their regular season here tonight. The Blue Devils were one of the hottest teams in AAA for much of last season, but lost 4 in a row and 5 of 6, including that playoff dud against the South Fayette Lions to end their previous campaign. And unfortunately for their sake, things didn't get much better in the 25-26 curtain raiser, which also resulted in a home loss to their Mount Lebanon Ice Center co-tenants. 6-1 the final score as Mount Lebanon's starting goaltender makes that save. And you're getting a look at that young man, the sophomore Sam Shin, who came in relief of Gus Zentner, who was pulled midway through the first period after giving up 3 goals on the game's first 5 shots by the Lions. Shin finishing with 19 saves on 23 shots on goal and taking a no decision. In the preseason, he won his only appearance with a .905 save percentage and a .176 goals against average. Mount Lebanon in the PIHL Charities Tournament beat Neshannock, beat North Catholic, and then bowed to Hempfield. North Allegheny winless in the preseason, losing to Penn Trafford in a shootout, then Butler and Franklin Regional in their grouping. And a near chance there right on the doorstep for Ben Curta. The senior had a yawning net to shoot at, but couldn't collect the airborne pass. Now the new team captain of the Blue Devils and last year's scoring co-champion in Class 3A, Xavier Bias, is greeted by the freshman Cole Meyer. Bias with it again at center for Lebo. Up ahead it comes, and a hard hit there by Kyle Eam on one of the Blue Devils. That was White getting the worst of that one. Will White, the sophomore. White with a goal in his varsity debut last Monday, despite Mount Lebanon taking that aforementioned L. Midway through the first period, still scoreless. PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save for Week 2. And coming across the line, the alternate captain, Joey Mitchell. Mitchell stood up neatly by Mount Lebanon's alternate, Nathan Tran. Tran, one of 2 returning PIHL All-Stars to this Mount Lebanon team, including Bias. Both teams, Class AAA Penguins Cup hopefuls, but both teams, at least on paper, looking very different coming into this season. Both graduated and or turned over a lot of talent from those 24-25 rosters. Cedric Ote double-teamed behind the line. Cam Mayer trying to retrieve this puck defensively for the Blue Devils. As we get a whistle. And we're going to get our first penny power play of the night with 7:38 remaining in a scoreless first. Let's see to whom it goes. NA will have the man advantage. Keller Dungan, the junior and varsity debutant, will sit. So the Pittsburgh Predators 2A product is sent off. North Allegheny to the penny power play. Tigers were middle of the pack on the man advantage last year, 20% even. 6 out of the 11 teams in 3A. 2 of 5 against the Blue Devils in last year's season series, which the team split, by the way. Both games ending in 3-2 final scores. Mount Lebanon won in this building almost a year ago to the day as Eddie Shearer, the new NA captain, drives the net but lost the puck. North Allegheny upsetting Mount Lebanon in shootout fashion at the end of last season. Shearer trying to get the Tiger power play going again, and he'll have to circle back in his own end as he's pressured by Curta and company. Bias puts a hip check into him. Ote right down the middle to Eames. Eames' shot is blocked. Parker Arlett returning to varsity hockey, taking one for the team there for the Blue Devils on the PK. Shot from an angle, that save made by Sam Shin. And Lebo gets the clear midway through the penalty kill. Both teams making changes on the fly with under 6.5 to go in the first. Alex Costa, alternate captain, left side for NA. He's chased by Zach Lynham defensively. To the point for Horniak. Costa to Horniak, now back to Costa. Those two continue to play pitch and catch. Down the middle it'll come, and getting knocked down between the circles was Meyer. Mount Lebanon gets to clear, and they'll make one change behind the play to get Sam Eberhardt, their senior D-man and alternate captain, out there to try and kill off the rest of this minor penalty to Dungan. From the corner, Lucas. Up to left point for Nick Pasquale. Pasquale behind the net. Penalty over. Teams back to 5 aside. We remain scoreless. Mount Lebanon, one of the redeeming qualities of that tough loss last week is Shin makes a save and covers atop the crease with players hacking and whacking. One of the redeeming qualities of that opening night loss last week, the penalty kill was strong for the Blue Devils. 3 of 4 against South Fayette. And they were last in penalty killing last year in AAA, 64.4%, but off to a nice start this season, killing off 4 of their first 5 to begin the year. Tran inadvertently into his own bench. And so this faceoff will stay in Mount Lebanon territory. Tigers win it cleanly, but they can't control it. Up through center, Kyle Quigley. Quigley, left side. Comes off the body of Chris Costa, and it's clear to the half wall. Bill Varhola trying to keep it inside the zone, and he just barely does with one hand. North Allegheny recovering, outlet pass to Luke Dorenzo. Dorenzo with a dump in right into the logo on that road uniform worn by Sam Shin. Now, the ironic thing about last year's season series was Xavier Bias, who's on to take this faceoff, was the big star, obviously, last year offensively for the Blue Devils. And in the first meeting, NA really did a nice job holding him in check, but didn't get the win. And that was the game where Bias scored twice to tie it late, where, ironically, the Tigers got the result. Slapper from the left point. Easy save there by Shin. Costa keeps it in at the right point. That dribbler is knocked aside by Shin. Kurta over the attacking line. Kurta high and wide off the glass. Under 4 to go in the period. North Allegheny not only closing the shot gap of late, but taking a slight edge, 7-6, but still no score between these Class 3A powers. Pierce Conrarty with the dump in. Blue Devils change on the go. Wraparound try. Save there by Costa. Doesn't know where it is. Shearer not standing on ceremony. And he's bumped hard by Mayer. Blue Devils clear it back to the NA line. Costa surveying the play. And almost lost it there to White. White would have had a path to goal, too. Justin Glock wants to make a change. Costa able to get it deep. Cooper Church flagging it down defensively for the Blue Devils. Mitchell getting tied up by Church in front. Back to the neutral zone it goes. Lebo has to tag up. It does. Lynham from mid-range, and that is snagged by Costa. Costa, also a sophomore, like Sam Shin at the other end. Actually made his varsity debut last season. Taking a tough luck loss to Bethel Park, despite making 13 saves on the 2nd of January. Kind of struggled in the preseason, only an .815 save percentage. NA graduating and altogether losing 4 All-Stars from last year's team, the last of the 3 that was coached by Andrew Cease. Save made by Costa. It's still available. Tigers clear it, but not out. Farhola's shot blocked. Good play by Odie to close the gap. And one of those All-Stars that NA lost from last year, their goaltender, Cam Junker, who played 4 remarkable years for the program. So some ifs at that position to begin the new season for the new head coach, Justin Glock. Tigers again have to clear it from the far side this time. Blue Devils with a keep in. Sent to the corner. Nathan Tran doing the honors. Approaching the final minute and a half of first period play. Eam from center. Has the red line, sends it in. NA makes a line change. Blue Devils win the puck battle. And off the scores table, it'll bounce at center. Tigers enter the attacking zone. Bradley across the line. That shot missed everything and everybody except for the skate of 46 in dark blue. That's Dungan. Lead pass to Liam Powers. Hard hit behind the North Allegheny net as Powers goes down. Tiger fans expressing their approval as the Blue Devils continue to possess this puck with 40 to go in the period. Eberhardt fans on the attempted shot. NA trying to play it legally, with a hand outside the zone, and the Tigers will do that. Charles Bank reaching for this puck for Mount Lebanon. Bradley gets there first for North Allegheny. Horniak with a dump in, 15 to go. Tran gets positioning on Lucas. 10 seconds left. And it's looking like this first period at the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale will end in a stalemate. It does, and so we will return to the Galaxy Rink in a moment. Mount Lebanon nothing, North Allegheny nothing. I'm Matt Popchock. You're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again. The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen during any of our broadcasts this season for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for their continued support of PIHL hockey coverage on TenbandTV. First period shots on goal favor the Tigers, 10-7 over the Blue Devils. Where it matters, North Allegheny nothing, Mount Lebanon nothing. The side switch has occurred. Period 2 is a go as the Tigers lift the lid on their 25-26 season. Mount Lebanon, after a hard loss on home ice in week 1, looking for win number 1 of their new season. Icing 15 seconds in. I understand that deli at the Mount Washington Shop and Save is a big hit, by the way. Good to have those folks back with us for another season. Tigers win the own zone draw up to center. Lucas to the corner for Meyer. Bias up the near boards. Takes the hit but makes the play. Tran also takes a knock there from Shearer. Tigers send it right back in. Kurta interrupted at center by Shearer. Backing up the play for the Blue Devils is White. Kurta above the left circle to Varhola. Back to Ben Kurta. Kurta firing from an angle. Costa with the loud save. Ote. That puck looked like it hit something on its way toward goal, just kind of flipped wide of the target area. And a kick save there, maybe his best stop yet, Sam Shin, keeping the Tigers off the board early in period 2. Ote to the corner. Eberhardt pays the price to play that puck defensively for Mount Lebanon. Save at the side of the net by Shin, and he'll cover inside the crease. Our Game 1 USA Hockey crew of Chris Batko and Garrett Gadosh working quickly to break up the chit-chat at the Mount Lebanon goal. This time the Blue Devils win a defensive zone faceoff. And Graham Ressler works it up to center. Arlett trying to get around his man. He can't. Good work down low there, by Pasquale. Marcus Garcia across the line for Rene. His shot obstructed. Getting in the lane for Mount Lebanon was Klasnick, and it hits something and it goes in behind Shin. And the Tigers take a 1-0 lead, a minute 54 into period 2. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show. Ronan Gallagher leads the Selly line, and Justin Glock's going to want to save that puck. Gallagher credited with his first varsity goal to put NA on top. Just an innocuous-looking play at the side of the net, and I think Shin was just as surprised by that as we were. I'm pretty sure Gallagher was equally surprised. That puck just kind of dribbled in and fooled Sam Shin, the novice netminder, and North Allegheny takes a 1-0 lead early in the second period. Blue Devils win the O-Zone face-off this time. Tigers come up with a steal. Shearer to center for Lucas. Near side, Meyer. Meyer trying to go back to Anthony Lucas. Kept inside the line by Pasquale, but not for long. Mayer back to center as Cole Meyer goes down at center. From the corner, Sean Huff playing it for Mount Lebanon. Huff from the goal line out in front and looking to bury the one-timer was Lynham, but couldn't get a stick on it cleanly. Officially, the goal reads Gallagher unassisted. Just kind of flicked it off the body of one of the Tigers, or one of the Blue Devils, excuse me, right in front of Sam Shin, and it snuck in for that first North Allegheny goal. Lucas yields possession to Bank. Mount Lebanon from center. Nathan Tran with the dump in. Blue Devils changing quickly. And a steal there by Mount Lebanon's Quigley, firing wide. Tran with the keep in. Josh Lehman works it along the boards to the corner, but right to Adam Bradley defensively for the Tigers. Eam chips it off the boards back to center. From above the circle, that shot is blocked. And Quigley sends it up to Lynham. Lynham hits the brakes, fires off of Costa. To the point, Varhola. Otey with a shot. The save made by Shannon Mitchell. Unable to sneak in the follow-up. And Mitchell was Mr. Clutch the last time these teams played. That power play goal and scored in the shootout as well to give NA that away victory over Mount Lebanon on the 30th of January. And that Mitchell goal, coincidentally, was set up at the time by Costa and Shearer, and all three players of the new leadership group this year for the NA Tigers. Penalty coming up against North Allegheny. And so Mount Lebanon gets its first penny power play of the night with 12:39 to the ice cut. Now, speak of the devil, it's Costa, who will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. Mount Lebanon to the man advantage. 0 for 2 last Monday against South Fayette. 16.7% as a team last season. Just 9th out of the 11 teams in Class 3A. Although, to be fair, the Blue Devils were such a solid team 5-on-5 that their power play didn't always need to dominate games. As that save is made by Costa, Lebo unable to find the rebound. North Allegheny does, and they get the clear. Now each team now assessed one tripping minor. That's the official word against Costa. Tran from behind his own net out to Bias. Bias quickly on to Wrestler. Wrestler with a dump in. Arlett giving chase. Bradley's going to get there first and send it the length of the ice. 1:10 to go in the Blue Devil power play, trailing by a goal. Arlett, cross ice for Bias. Bias building speed through center, surrounded by white jerseys, and the last of those white jerseys, Joey Mitchell, will clear the zone. .45 to go in the Mount Lebanon power play. Lynham going to try again, out to center for Bias. Bias stays on this power play unit for the moment anyway for Jeremy Church as Costa stops play. Church took over the Mount Lebanon varsity program at the end of the 2021 campaign. Led Mount Lebanon to its first Penguins Cup final berth in 15 years. And their opponent, by the way, you're looking at them right now. It was Lebo NA that year. Conrarty from distance. Not sure if that made it on goal or not, but Costa was ready. Final seconds of the power play. Line them through traffic. I'll take that, thank you very much, says Costa. Ten more seconds until Costa can come out. Mayer from the corner. Lynham to Mayer. Penalty over. Tigers have killed it off, but the Blue Devils still have that puck as Costa had to make another save there from distance. Across the line, Bradley. Bradley flicks it out in front. Oh, what a pass there by Meyer, and boy, that almost succeeded. Little spinorama maneuver there by the freshman, but it was not to be. Final 10 of the second period. Bank across two lines, but wide of Quigley, and this will be icing on Lebo. Well, if you love watching your team on TenbandTV, there's no better way to support it than buying a sponsorship for the 2025-26 season. Now until Halloween Friday, our preseason special has been extended, which allows you to put whatever ad buys you make toward a broadcast of your favorite team. Quantities are limited, broadcasts awarded, first come, first serve. Email sales@tenbandmedia.com before the next puck drops and tell us your team. Tigers with a lead on something of a fluky goal by Ronan Gallagher, but they all count the same, and for Gallagher, that's his first as a varsity Tiger. Collision at center. Blue Devils win the puck battle. Eberhardt back to his defenseman Curda. Dorenzo running into one of the Blue Devils as NA gets the puck deep. Tigers have to tag up now as they're changing lines. Eberhardt quickly up to Huff. NA clogging that neutral zone once again, and Gallagher gets it to the Mount Lebanon blue line. Eberhardt sends it in. And they're going to say he did not have center red, so face-off coming up in Mount Lebanon territory as we near the midpoint of this period and game. The first of two tonight here inside the Galaxy rink at the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex. To the point, Bradley. Bradley unable to get that puck deep. Lead pass to Arlett. Arlett trying to get around the defender in the corner. That was Leon Diamond making his way deep into his own zone for North Allegheny. Shot from the point, blockered aside by Costa. Good effort there by Dungan. Better save by the sophomore. Dungan gets the puck deep one more time as he's run into. Garcia sends it around the boards. Dungan from his own corner. N.A. carefully avoiding that puck as they complete their line change. Ote out in front. Kick save there by Shin. Outlet pass is flagged down by Ote. Conrarty to center. Unable to connect with Bias. Pasquale in behind the Lebo net. Conrarty with it defensively for Mount Lebanon. Again, it's cut out by Pasquale. Tigers complete the tag up. Conrarty off his own boards to Lehman. Cross ice for Bias. Xavier Bias hits the brakes. And he'll turn that one over to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to sneak it up to Ote. Ote and Train getting involved for a moment there behind the Blue Devils net as Lehman sends it the other way for Mount Lebanon. Blue Devils have this puck. That shot blocked and comes conveniently to Eam. And Kyle Eam will not quite ice this puck as it dies on the uncut ice in Mount Lebanon territory. Lehman on the counter for the Blue Devils. Good gap control there by Pasquale, but coming up gingerly. Meyer behind the goal. Meyer to the point. Near side it comes to Joyce. Joyce through a crowd. That's deflected just wide by Shearer. Blue Devils through center. Noah Joyce retreating. Mount Lebanon with a quick line change late in this second period. Still just a 1-0 game, and a steal there by Lynham. Lynham into the crease, poked aside by Costa. It comes back to Costa, and he will not take any chances. And hello to you too, Dave Fryer. I could tell just by the music that Dave was in the house tonight, but that's another story. And the Blue Devils answer a fluky goal with a fluky goal of their own. Sean Huff has Pac-Man fever as he pinballs it off the inside of Costa's pad, and we've got a 1-1 game. First varsity goal for the sophomore. And some tit for tat in the Tigers zone makes it a 1-1 hockey game. Again, a harmless looking shot. And Costa unable to keep it out. Eberhardt off one of his own teammates, it appeared. That was Bias catching the friendly fire. Costa atop the crease makes that save. Gallagher unassisted, Huff unassisted. That's the way it reads officially. North Allegheny 1, Mount Lebanon 1, final 5 of period 2. Couple of Class 3A playoff teams from last season. A couple of teams looking to contend once again in PIHL varsity's top flight. Never an easy game on any given night in Class 3A, the way it is these days. And these two teams have played some tight ones in recent years. That save made by Costa on the sharp shot from an angle by Dungan. Blue Devils with a little bit of momentum now. Otey to the corner. Chased by Conrarty. Conrarty wins it back for Mount Lebanon. Will White from the far side. Near side for Arlett. Arlett waits for the screen, fires toward goal, and as he's knocked to the ice, Costa makes the glove save. Now coming up later tonight on TenbandTV, 9 Eastern time thereabouts, Mars vs. Avonworth, round 1. Need we say more? We all know how the Planets last season ended. We all know how the Lopes last season ended. Perhaps a new rivalry being born in PIHL Class A, and we'll have that Gold Division contest for you after this one. Wrestler double teamed and taken down hard. Play continues. Church out to Bias. Bias trying to pass it to himself, and he does. Bias, right circle. Out in front, nobody there for the one-timer. From an angle, that deflects right into the body of Costa, and he'll hold on. That was a smart play by Powers, just kind of throwing that puck in the general direction of goal and hoping to catch a friendly stick in front of Chris Costa, the North Allegheny goaltender. Good save there by the sophomore to keep it tied as time winds down in period 2. Out in front it comes, but right to Gallagher, the North Allegheny goal scorer. Tigers dump it in. Eberhardt lost an edge as he tried to play that puck. Now one of the NA forecheckers is dumped behind the line. Quigley gets it out to center. Bank from an angle. Costa was ready. Mount Lebanon trying to run that backdoor play once again, and once again, North Allegheny wise to it. Costa, left side, makes a move. Costa firing, making the save is Shin. The rebound still up for grabs and played in the corner by Horniak. Garcia, right to one of the Blue Devils. Lehman slips it up ahead to Bank. Bank will dump it in. Jeremy Church wants to change personnel. Horniak at center. Leaves it for Garcia. Garcia taken off balance by first Lynham. Then Huff, the Mount Lebanon goal scorer. Bradley backhands it around the boards. Now they were looking for Kurt out in front. Kurta way too well covered. Huff with it now, deep for Mount Lebanon. Turnaround shot save, Costa the rebound, cleared by Bradley and company. Huff again trying to connect with one of the Blue Devils, this time Lynham. Tigers work it back to center. Eames sends it around the boards. Mitchell with it. Mitchell from the corner. Score! Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer. Joey Mitchell with the emphatic celly as the Tigers retake the lead with 1:34 to the ice cut. And 56 in black and yellow continues to torment the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. 6 goals as a junior. Now he's got his first as a senior. One of 7 on Justin Glock's roster. Ote and Eam get the assists officially on the goal by Mitchell. Snapshot from the right side, going 5-hole on Shin, the Mount Lebanon goaltender. North Allegheny 2, Blue Devils 1. Can Will White answer for the Blue Devils? Well, we'll never find out because Mount Lebanon is offside. .3 text to talk. And those late period goals can really be game changers, not just for the team that scores them, but for the team that gives them up. So let's see how and if the Blue Devils can get off the mat here on the road, staring at another deficit with time ticking down in the middle period. Lucas from an angle. That save made by Shin. It's loose in front, and fortunately for Shin's sake, a defender was right there. Tran able to clean up the mess with half a minute left now in the period. Shearer off balance, unable to cross the line cleanly. Last rush, possibly for Lebo if they can get one going with 15 seconds to go. Lead pass, too far for Huff. Costa defensively against the grain, turned it over to Tran. Tran through a crowd save made, rebound, put wide. 3 seconds to go. Tough to tell from our vantage point if one of the Tigers interrupted that shot or not. I believe that might have been the case. In any event, NA survives that little sequence late in the period, and we will cut the ice at the Galaxy rink with the Tigers leading the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils by a 2-1 score. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it all on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Marcus Garcia across the line for NA. His shot obstructed. Getting in the lane from Mount Lebanon was Klasnick, and it hits something and it goes in behind Shin. And the Tigers take a 1-0 lead, 1:54 into period 2. Otey with a shot. The save made by Shin, and Mitchell unable to sneak in the follow-up from distance. Not sure if that made it on goal or not, but Costa was ready. Final seconds of the power play. Line them through traffic. I'll take that, thank you very much, says Costa. Story. And the Blue Devils answer a fluky goal with a fluky goal of their own. Sean Huff has Pac-Man fever as he pinballs it off the inside of Costa's pad, and we've got a 1-1 game. From the far side, near side for Arlett. Arlett waits for the screen, fires toward goal, and as he's knocked to the ice, Costa makes the glove save. To himself, and he does. Bias, right circle. Out in front, nobody there for the one-timer. From an angle, that deflects right into the body of Costa, and he'll hold on. Tigers work it back to center. Eames sends it around the boards. Mitchell with it. Mitchell from the corner. Score! Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer. Joey Mitchell with the emphatic celly as the Tigers retake the lead. Through a crowd, say made rebound, put wide. 3 seconds to go. Tough to tell from our vantage point if one of the Tigers interrupted that shot or not. I believe that might have been the case. In any event, NA survives that little sequence late in the period.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham! Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup, and Ethan Cunningham is a local hero.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning.
Scoring!
Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat-trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup, and Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen during any broadcast this season for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Special thanks to Jim and Michelle for their continued support of PIHL hockey coverage, live and on demand, all season long on TenbandTV. Good weekend for the Kazarowski family. Pitt Johnstown starting their season with a sweep of the Zips at the War Memorial. Caden Kazarowski, of course, a key player on that Division I club team. Meanwhile, here at the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex, a good one to start our Monday Week 2 doubleheader, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Matt Popchock back with you. Mount Lebanon out shooting North Allegheny 11-10 in period 2. Game totals, Lebo 21, NA 17. Where it matters, Tigers 2, Blue Devils 1. Both games in the season series last year decided by a single goal. Not thinking it's going to surprise anyone if that is the case once again here tonight. It's been a very tight contest, and it began in bizarre fashion with a couple of fluke goals from both teams. Joey Mitchell scoring late in the second to give North Allegheny its second lead of the night. We told you about Justin Glock, the North Hills resident, coming up from Baldwin to take over the NA program from Andrew Cease. Glock, a three-time state champ as a player at Bethel Park once upon a time. 2002 Tribune Review Player of the Year, in fact, with Jim McVeigh's Blackhawks. And in 2021, led the Baldwin Highlanders to their Pennsylvania Cup title. First championship for the Highlanders since 1988. It was a long time coming for that program. And the year prior, they had qualified for a Penguins Cup final in Class 2A. That was never played, of course, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tran retreating for Mount Lebanon to begin period 3 on the freshly cut ice here at the Galaxy Rink inside the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex in Warrendale. Scherer, the NA captain, with a shoot-in. Meyer trying to play it from the corner. And deep into Tiger territory, it'll come. Bradley gets there first, but it matters not because Mount Lebanon is guilty of icing. Now, the main thing I remember from that state championship team at Baldwin a few years back is it had elite goaltending. That's how the Highlanders won a lot of their games. And Justin Glock getting some pretty good goaltending tonight from Chris Costa, and Costa certainly would like to have that one back that he gave up to Sean Huff. But all in all, holding down the fort here for the Tigers. 20 saves on 21 shots. And both goaltenders overall sharp, those fluke goals notwithstanding. Ronan Gallagher scoring his first varsity tally to begin the scoring early in the second for the Tigers, putting it off one of the Blue Devils, and in behind Sam Shin, who covers that puck early in period 3. Waiting in the wings, as we said earlier, the Mars Planets and the Avonworth Antelopes. PIHL Class 1A Gold Division combatants. Both Week 1 winners, as seen on TenbandTV. And they're going to be Week 2 opponents in just a little bit. Puck out of play into the Lebo bench. It's actually the second straight game the Lopes will have played here at Baierl. Last week, they were the designated away team. Tonight, they will be the designated home team. Lopes and Planets, of course, share this rink during the regular season. Chance right in front for Mitchell to grab a second, but couldn't settle that puck down. Otay to the point for Diamond. Diamond's shot blocked aside by Shin. Up ahead of the play and calling for that puck was Huff. Instead, Arlett's going to try and send it down the boards, and quickly he's trapped for Mount Lebanon. Arlett kicks it free to Huff. Tigers easily take it over inside their own end. Back to center, it'll come to Tran. Tran knocked off balance by Otay, and Mayer didn't know where that puck was. It came right to Horniak of North Allegheny. Dungan cross ice to his defensive partner. Tran. Costa turned it over in the corner. Turnaround try. Costa the kick save. Tigers clear it to the boards. Lynham going all out trying to keep that puck inside the zone. Gallagher pushes it back to center red. Tigers making a change behind the play. Here comes the Blue Devils. Mayer's shot just wide. Powers from the corner. From the near boards, and deflecting that wide of goal was Mayer, Icing on North Allegheny. And wholesale changes by both coaches before this faceoff. To the boards it comes. Costa up for Lucas. Eberhardt sends it inside the line. Costa met at the boards. Lucas with it again for North Allegheny. Lucas trying to get around his man, takes it to goal. Save made by Shin, and there is no rebound. Broken stick behind the play, retrieved by the trailing official. And we're going to face off on Mount Lebanon ice. Now, Lucas was able to find an extra gear there and looked like he might have a chance to shoot cleanly on Shin, but Shin able to make that save with his stick. Bias deflects it to the referee's crease. Shin off balance, but able to settle that puck down. Tigers quickly go to work, and they have this puck. Turnaround try, an alert save made there by the sophomore. Costa with a keep. That's blocked by Bias, out of play, and it's going to stay in Mount Lebanon territory. Blue Devils control it. Outlet pass to the wrong shoulder of White. No icing. Bradley to the corner. A collision there, but the Tigers have the puck. Mitchell on his off wing. Centers it. Costa the shot. Side of the net. Maybe one too many passes by the Tigers on that rush. Otay takes it over. Near side White, off his own skate. Lost an edge trying to recover that puck. Mitchell with some room again down that right side. Dumps it in this time. Arlett defensively for the Blue Devils. And Kurta actually was the one playing that puck, and he'll take his time as the Tigers send it to the far corner. Eberhardt over skating. Garcia trying to work it out in front. He's double teamed immediately. Huff with a hit up high on one of the Tiger forecheckers. Blue Devils to center. Pass up the left side intended for Sean Huff, who has the only Mount Lebanon goal thus far. Wrestler took an elbow there from Otay, but play continues to the corner. Garcia up the far boards. It will not be icing. It was touched before it crossed the Mount Lebanon line. This one deflecting in on Costa, who will play it conservatively. Now, if you love watching your team on TenbandTV, there's no better way to support it than buying a sponsorship for the 2025-26 season. Now through Halloween Friday, our preseason special has been extended, allowing you to put whatever ad buys you make toward a broadcast of your favorite team. Quantities are limited. Broadcasts awarded. First come, first serve. Email sales@tenbandmedia.com before the next puck drops and tell us your team. Lebo with a dump in, trailing by 1. 10:50 to go, third period. Mayer up for Lynham. Lynham couldn't keep it in the zone. Cole Meyer tries to split the D. Lost the puck. Tran defensively in the corner. Well, Meyer battling, but the Blue Devils are able to get it up into NA territory. Blocker save made there at the near post by Costa. Meyer shouldered up high. Cam Mayer to the corner. Dungan stood up. A turnover to Shearer. Shearer from an angle. That save made by Sam Shin, and the net behind Shin is dislodged. And a tight contest gets even tighter as we move under 10 remaining in period 3. Only a couple of shots on goal in this final period by both teams so far. Lehman from the angle. That save made by Costa. The rebound recovered by Quigley, but turned right over to Horniak. Horniak up to Gallagher. And getting bowled over for Mount Lebanon there was Pierce Conradi. Conradi no worse for the wear. He went you-know-what over T-Kettle all of a sudden along the near boards, but again appears to be okay, and he'll stay out here and play this puck for Mount Lebanon. Out it comes to Tran. Tran trying to hit the brakes and keep the puck at the same time, but Bradley has it for North Allegheny. Curta going in after it. Bias following up the play. Xavier Bias in the corner. Curta unable to tee it up. Otay up to center for NA. Shouldered up high. Eberhardt with the hit. Midway through this third period. Otay to the corner for Eam. Slap shot, and looked like Shin might have gotten a piece of that. Bradley trying to get to the rebound. He collides with White. Bias from deep in the corner out to center, beyond the reach of Will White. Bradley with a dump in for North Allegheny. Tran trying to get there first. The Tigers send it to the near corner. Eberhardt. Cross ice for Bias. Near side it comes to White. White flips it harmlessly wide of goal. Costa turning it over, far boards to Arlett. Arlett gave it right back to Shearer. Shearer through center. 1 against 3. That shot blocked. Shearer from an angle off the side of the net. Lucas from the half wall to the point for Costa. That deflects wide. Bradley from right point. Funny bounce off the glass. And the Blue Devils settle that puck down and move it to center. Varhala over the attacking line. Trying to go down low to Huff. Nothing doing. Tigers with good support positionally in front of goaltender Costa. Bradley unable to cross the line. Lebo trying to catch NA in a bad change. Resler. Poke check from behind by Horniak. Garcia on the counterattack. Dropping for Horniak. Horniak off a Mount Lebanon stick. Wrestler in the corner. Huff and company still unable to clear. Settled down at center by Pasquale. Pasquale uses the glass to his advantage. Blue Devils have to go behind their own net to retrieve that puck. And they turn it over. Horniak around the boards. Eberhardt from the corner defensively. Met by Eam. Mitchell on the forecheck as well for North Allegheny. Mitchell with a go-ahead goal late in period 2 with 1.5 minutes thereabouts remaining. And that's where we've been stuck ever since. Tigers 2, Blue Devils 1. Neither team budging much defensively at the moment. Another awkward bounce off the partition. Mayer unable to clear the zone. From his own corner, Resler. Correction, that was Dungan trying to clear that puck for Mount Lebanon. Line up the right wing boards. Conrarty goes cross ice, turnover to Ote. Ote to Shearer. Shearer behind the net. Shearer looking for a man out in front. That's cut out by Shin. Wraparound try. Shin gets to the far post in time. Tigers still have this puck. Meyer with it. Trying to go back to Costa. Liam Powers able to cause enough chaos to get that puck back to center. Tigers quickly re-entering the zone with under 4.5 to go in regulation. Still a 1-goal affair. Lucas with a dump in. Blue Devils just completing a line change a moment ago. Get this puck up to center for Bank. Bank up for Lehman. Lehman from an angle. Save Costa. Tigers have the rebound. Lucas giving chase. From the corner. Whips it to the opposite side. Glove down by Costa. Costa on his backhand. Costa draws a double team. Mitchell from the near boards. Out of play. Both coaches changing it up en masse with 3:45 remaining. Face-off just outside the Mount Lebanon line. Blue Devils looking for a late equalizer here to try and avoid dropping their first 2 games of the new regular season. NA trying to treat the Baierl faithful to an opening night victory. NA the only of the 11 3A teams that had yet to play a game in week 1. Tigers control the face-off. Eam gets that puck deep for North Allegheny. Bradley plays it to the corner. Up to center it'll come now for Bias. Bias met immediately by Pasquale. Pasquale could have been called for interference there, but this USA Hockey crew lets it go, and the Blue Devils are offside. Now, as an official, you don't want to deprive anything from the players, obviously, in a tight game. You want them to decide it, but that was awfully close there, and this crew of Batko and Gadosh, again, deciding to keep the whistles in the pockets for the moment. 3 minutes remaining in period 3. And a low bridge there by Gallagher on one of the Blue Devils. Eberhardt taking that hit. Huff in this puck battle for Mount Lebanon. Garcia tied up by Ressler. Huff works it around Bradley, and he has it for Lebo. Huff, that shot is blocked. Pasquale, right place, right time. Turned over to the Blue Devils. Arlen, slipping it to nobody in particular. Blue Devils keep it in. Conradi fires. That's off a skate and wide. We'll keep an eye on the goal down to our right. Sam Shin eyeing that Mount Lebanon bench as some chaos ensues. Controlled chaos, however, as Costa has the puck. Now, Jeremy Church keeping that timeout by his side for the moment. 2:10 remaining. Shearer tied up by White. Conradi above the circle, cross ice. And that hit a body on its way toward goal, kept in by the Blue Devils. Under 2 to go now. Kurta to Conradi. And Shin comes off. Net empty down to our right. North Allegheny leading 2-1. Blue Devils ricochet this puck into Tiger territory, but they're guilty of icing. And Conradi is not happy with that call at all. So Shin has to go back in net for the moment. 1:40 remaining. Glove down by Bradley. White pursuing this puck for the Blue Devils. Meyer has it at center. Sam Shin, the Mount Lebanon goaltender, still biding his time, looking for the right moment to come out. And again, the Blue Devils are forced to ice this puck. And now Church will call that timeout with 1:17 remaining. Now, if you enjoy PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, be sure to follow TenbandTV on social media. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads, and, of course, YouTube, where many of you, I'm sure, are watching right now, at TenbandTV. You'll find highlight videos, information on upcoming broadcasts, and advertising opportunities, and links to our free on-demand library of full game replays. Beware of fake accounts and get on board with the real winning team. Once again, that's facebook.com/10bandtv, at 10bandtv on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and YouTube. Blue Devils finishing second in the overall 3A standings last regular season, just behind eventual state champion Seneca Valley. North Allegheny finishing just behind them with a 12-8 mark last year. It's been a tough start for the Blue Devils and trying to extend this game if they possibly can. We're back to action. Tigers, meanwhile, trying to hang on for an opening night victory. Curta from center red. Around the boards. Final minute of regulation. Eam off his own glass. It'll bounce into Blue Devil territory. Arlett has to hurry. He'll get there in time. Extra attacker is on for Jeremy Church's club. Tran over the attacking line. He's bulldozed by Eam, and meanwhile Costa makes a save there as the Blue Devils fight for possession. Huff has it. Huff between the circles, shoots wide. Half a minute remaining. Bias above the circle. Bias's shot is blocked. Curta with it. Curta can't locate it. It's cleared, but no, yes, it is cleared out. White had it and then lost it. Turnover to Mitchell, and Mitchell will be able to escort this puck into the empty cage. And that's all she wrote. The Tigers will hang on for the victory. 11.3 ticks to talk. Mitchell with his second. North Allegheny 3, Mount Lebanon 1. Now, Tigers have some time off after this one, Thursday the 16th. They will stay here to play Pine Richland. Mount Lebanon back home to play Central Catholic that same night. Now, we told you, it doesn't get any easier no matter which team you are. Class AAA, very, very competitive once again this season. And that's it, Fort Pitt. Hockey hugs for Chris Costa, the sophomore goaltender, who is a victor for the first time ever as a varsity North Allegheny Tiger. Final score, Tigers 3, Mount Lebanon Blue Devils 1. A 25-save W for Chris Costa. 20 saves for his sophomore counterpart, Sam Shin, in a losing effort, an entertaining hockey game nevertheless, but the Blue Devils still looking to break onto the left side of the ledger as they go back home for a date with Central Catholic. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Dave Fryer. Thank you, Michael Lyman and the Four Seasons. Thank you for watching and listening. The Planets and the Lopes up next. NA 3, Mount Lebanon 1. I'm Matt Popchock. You're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again. Marcus Garcia across the line for NA. His shot obstructed. Getting in the lane for Mount Lebanon was Klasnick, and it hits something and it goes in behind Shin. And the Tigers take a 1-0 lead, 1:54 into period 2. Otey with a shot. The save made by Shin, and Mitchell unable to sneak in the follow-up from distance. Not sure if that made it on goal or not, but Costa was ready. Final seconds of the power play. Line them through traffic. I'll take that, thank you very much, says Costa. Story. And the Blue Devils answer a fluky goal with a fluky goal of their own. Sean Huff has Pac-Man fever as he pinballs it off the inside of Costa's pad, and we've got a 1-1 game. From the far side, near side for Arlett. Arlett waits for the screen, fires toward goal, and as he's knocked to the ice, Costa makes the glove save. To himself, and he does. Bias, right circle. Out in front, nobody there for the one-timer. From an angle, that deflects right into the body of Costa, and he'll hold on. Tigers work it back to center. Eames sends it around the boards. Mitchell with it. Mitchell from the corner. Score! Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer. Joey Mitchell with the emphatic celly as the Tigers retake the lead. Through a crowd, say made rebound, put wide. 3 seconds to go. Tough to tell from our vantage point if one of the Tigers interrupted that shot or not. I believe that might have been the case. In any event, NA survives that little sequence late in the period. Tran. Costa turned it over in the corner. Turnaround try. Costa the kick save. Tigers clear it to the boards. Lucas with it again for North Allegheny. Lucas trying to get around his man. Takes it to goal. Save made by Shin. And there is no rebound. We'll keep an eye on the goal down to our right. Sam Shin eyeing that Mount Lebanon bench as some chaos ensues. Couldn't ricochet this puck into Tiger territory, but they're guilty of icing, and Conradi is not happy with that call at all. Mitchell will be able to escort this puck into the empty cage. And that's it, Fort Pitt. Hockey hugs for Chris Costa, the sophomore goaltender, who is a victor for the first time ever as a varsity North Allegheny Tiger. Final score, Tigers 3, Mount Lebanon Blue Devils 1.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.